Now to tonight's other big story. Governor Ducey calling for students and teachers to return to the classroom. According to his executive order, schools must offer in-person learning by March 15th or right after spring break, with a few exceptions in counties experiencing a high level of COVID spread. ABC 15's Ashley Paredes hearing from administrators and teachers tonight.
Governor Doug Ducey's executive order on in-person learning taking many school districts by surprise.
Not pleased with it at all. In fact, it's an irresponsible executive order and a bit reckless.
Close to 20 districts already planning to start or expand in-person learning by the end of March, but not all plan to return students by the governor's deadline. We spoke with ABC 15's education expert Daniel Lerner.
That March 15th deadline impacts a handful of districts who had their timelines in place and now have to redo some of those plans on such a short notice.
It is not an easy feat. Osborne School District staff set to return March 15th, but students not returning in person until March 30th. The district currently on week 4 of a 7-week project management calendar put into place with safety in mind, taking into account all district learning and operations.
From curriculum to special ed, behavioral health, transportation, mitigation strategies, child nutrition. There's a lot of work that has to be done, and you can't just be told 12 days before that you need to be back in person.
The governor's office stating discussions were held with public school leaders before issuing the executive order. The sample list we received, including charter schools, districts in southern Arizona, or valley districts like Queen Creek, Chandler, and Dysart, which are already offering in-person learning. One main factor behind the decision, the continuous impact of learning loss on children.
We want to be in the classroom with our students, but we want to make sure that it's a safe environment.
ABC 15 reaching out for clarification, seeing if there are any exceptions to the March 15th deadline. The response: the order is pretty clear. I'll defer to that. As for any penalties, the governor's office saying it is hopeful all districts will follow the order, even though the spring break timeline is causing frustration and concern for third grade teacher Marley Davis, saying most teachers in her district have strictly been online.
I haven't even been in my classroom. My classroom is in boxes. I would walk into a classroom on March 15th and it would be packed. There's no furniture, there's no materials, there's nothing ready.
Yeah, nowhere near ready. So Ashley, what about virtual learning in this case? I know, for instance, the Cartwright School District, they'd recently voted to remain strictly virtual. So what happens in their situation?
Right. Well, what we're told is districts must have some form of in-person learning by March 15th, but parents still have the option to choose whether they want their child to return in person or remain virtual. As for Cartwright, it says it's going to comply with the executive order and offer both. The district plans to offer up more information on its plans tomorrow evening. Back to you.
Still nearly impossible for the schools who weren't planning on this at all. Ashley, thank you for your reporting.